The name of this video is the portable PA speakers on the market, available today, battery and AC only, that are under $400. So just to start off, if you're in the market for the first time, you're very lucky because there's some really good technology available, especially at this price. I made a very similar video about 2 years ago. So you might want to check back because I'm not going to go into much detail about each speaker. There'll be no sound demos. So if you're interested, check back on my channel. So 2 years ago, things haven't changed a lot. Some of these technology is tried and true, and these companies don't want to change, I guess. So these are lined up not in a particular order by quality, but by size. So let's start on the far left. That little tiny guy is called the FBTJ5A. Next, smallest, is the fairly newest of the bunch, the Alto Busker. Then, third from the left, you have the Behringer Europort MPA 40BT. Next is Yamaha DBR10. And now the larger speakers of the bunch, the JBL Eon 710, and the largest, at least in height, is Turbo Sound IP300. Okay, so let's go back and talk about each one to a certain extent. Okay, ready. I'm going to go through each speaker pretty quickly. I'm going to give you a couple of specs, weight and price. And if you're interested, you need to do a little more research, or like I said, go back to my videos in the past. I have a lot more detail about each one. Some of these I have sound tests. So again, super lucky. I have speakers in my collection that one speaker over $3,000. I never did a video about that particular speaker. I'm saving that one. But anyway, so these speakers are less than $400, which is incredible. So here we go, starting at the far left, and that is the FBT. And that little tiny speaker, amazingly enough, can put out 113 decibels. And it's a true spec. I have tested it. It is a loud speaker. Of course, it's a little 5-inch woofer. You're not going to get much bass. So it is AC only. It does not mount on a regular speaker pole. It mounts on a funky microphone stand, which really is a downside for me. But it's loud. It's very clean. If you match it up with a subwoofer, which I have tried, it's a really great little combination. But you can't expect much bass from it. So I can see this speaker as a fill speaker, maybe in a restaurant or a museum situation, or even in it doesn't really sit in a monitor position, but you can lie it down and it'll be a very clean little monitor in front of you. Okay, so FBT, $400. Kind of expensive for such a small little thing, but it is considered a professional speaker. It is not a toy. People might look at that and think it's a toy. It does come in black or white. Next on our agenda is the Alto Busker. I believe it's the newest of the bunch. It has a battery, and I did a bunch of videos on the Busker. I'm pretty impressed, and it has some good reviews out there. You just have to be careful. There have been some quality issues, so you might get one with some static in some of the channels. As long as you're under warranty, return it quickly, and you should get a decent one. But the Busker is pretty loud, 106 dB. And that's funny, that little FBT is even much louder. But 106, you always get less volume, I'm going to call it dBs, when you go in with internal battery. Just an example, the original Bose S1 Pro was 103 dB, so this is even louder. It doesn't have the bass of a Bose S1 Pro, so it has a very nice high end, just similar to the FBT, very clean, and I've matched it up with the subwoofer, and it makes a great little pairing. It's only 12 pounds, 13 pounds, something like that. The FBT is even lighter. I forgot to look that up for you, but it's obviously it's super light. Alto Busker is a great choice, and I guess a lot of buskers are using it. Nothing is lighter. It's even lighter than the the new S1 Pro Plus. I think that's 14 pounds and this is 13. But you can't compare the quality of a $700 speaker. This speaker is $350, which is a really good deal. It's Bluetooth. By the way, the FBT is not Bluetooth, AC only, no battery. So the busker has Bluetooth. It has the ability to pair wirelessly with a second unit, which I haven't tried, but I've read some reviews that say it works fine. I've actually been tempted to buy a second busker, but as you can see, I think I have enough speakers. Okay, moving along, and that is, by the way, I went back and I checked the spec for the FBT, 9 pounds. So that is incredible. I've heard of people getting a pair of them and putting them, fitting them in a school backpack. So really can't ask for anything much smaller with that kind of performance. Okay, back to the description of each speaker. So we're on the Behringer. That is $210 on Amazon. There used to be a model that had a retractable handle. Actually, that's the one I have. That was a little more money, but I don't see that available anymore on the website, but maybe you can get that if you're still interested. This is a popular speaker for something like a school that needs a Bluetooth battery speaker or a outdoor presentation, speaking, business presentation. It's not a high fidelity speaker. You're not going to get a really nice sound from this speaker. I mean, the high end is decent. It doesn't have bass at all. It'll clip on you if you try to push it too hard. It does have internal battery. One of the downsides is it doesn't have any augs out to a second speaker or a subwoofer. It does have a subwoofer pole mount, which is nice. The battery is not easily changed by the user. I did read somewhere that a person said the battery is inexpensive, again on Amazon, and it's not so hard to change, but I never tried it myself. It's not something like an EV 8 or a Bose S1 Pro Plus where they're made, the battery can be taken out quickly and swapped, hot swapped. This isn't that. This is, the battery is not accessible pretty much by the user. And that goes for the Alto too. The battery is not easily reached. It's not made for that. Okay, so the Behringer, like I said, least expensive of the bunch. If you need a budget speaker, that's the way to go. And it's built like a tank. It's 22 pounds, very, very strong metal grill and a good hard plastic. Okay, moving on. Now we're getting to the real famous speakers. Yamaha DBR10 10-inch speaker. Now, this is your old school speaker. I don't know how long it's been out. I think 2018, 6 years ago, maybe more. I'm not sure on that one. But it is a plastic enclosure, but it has no app, no Bluetooth, no battery internal. So you need a mixer. Now, I have tried to run the speaker just plugging in a phone into the RCA jacks on the back. It works, but you're not going to get the potential volumes. If you use a mixer, though, it is the loudest of the bunch at 129 dB. So it really has some potential. It's $400. So to get 129 dB for $400, that's an incredible buy. To top it off, it also has the #1 warranty of any speaker on the market, which is 7 years. Yamaha's 7 years across their line. And it even beats QSC, which has 6-year warranty. So it's old school. It has old school dials. Some people like that. Some people will say this is a deal breaker because it doesn't have an app. Also, I should have mentioned, it does not have reverb. So this is, great for a beginning DJ, or it does work in the monitor position for a band monitor, but it's not great for an acoustic guitarist, vocalist who needs that reverb, because then you need, a little mixer. It's not so portable anymore. Okay, so moving on, and that is a little newer speaker. I believe this one is the one I bought 2 years ago. JBL Eon 710. Again, the downside is, besides the size, it's kind of big and bulky, right? It's not super heavy though. It's 26 pounds. It looks heavier than it is. The Yamaha, going back to that, I think it was 23 pounds, a little lighter. But the JBL also did not have reverb. And I actually called JBL tech support. I said, well, why? Where is the reverb? And they said, you know, at this price point, $400, they had to delete something. So that's a downside for, again, acoustic guitarists or vocalists. But for a beginning DJ, it's great. I do have a second JBL Eon 710, which I don't use. It was a great price and I bought it. But actually, I bought my original at $500. So if you can get this at $400 right now, it's really a great deal. So what can I tell you about the JBL? The JBL, a lot of people returned the speaker. You might have read reviews about the app. And when it came out, I guess they had rushed out the introduction of the speaker. The app wasn't ready. It had a lot of glitches, and they didn't even give you a paper manual. You had to go online to figure out how to use it. So a lot of people just threw up their hands and returned the speaker, which is unfortunate because it is really a good speaker. Here we are 2 years later. They've done I don't know how many firmware updates. I think we're on the 4th one. They've really improved the app. It's my second favorite app right now, right behind the EV app. But it has an 8-band EQ. You know, and you go to Yamaha, it doesn't have any EQ. It just has bass and treble control, no mids. So this has a nice EQ section. And one of the really big pluses about the speaker that a lot of people aren't aware of that I want to share is on the aux out, which is XLR, which is nice. Even their higher model on the Mark II has 1/4 inch out. So this has XLR, but from the app, you can now control the gain of that auxiliary speaker. It could be a second speaker or it could be a subwoofer. I usually run a subwoofer from the aux out. And from that aux out, I can mute the subwoofer and I can control the gain. So to me, that is really a great selling feature, and it's high tech in my opinion, because I don't need a mixer. I don't need to carry a mixer. I can bring this speaker and a subwoofer, and from the app, I can control everything I need. So very big selling point for me. Well-built speaker. Like I said, it's kind of big, so compared to the others, especially compared to that little guy on the far end. But it's not so heavy. 26 pounds is pretty manageable. It only has a top handle. That is a negative. I think on the next size up, the JBL 712, they have a side handle. I guess they were trying to save some money. $5 plastic handle, they deleted. So at 26 pounds, when I try to put this speaker up on a high pole, above the heads of an audience, it's kind of, wobbly. I'm afraid I'm going to drop it or something. And so I missed that side handle. Of course, people have mentioned, you need to get one of those stands, the air pressure stands that go up automatically. But those stands are almost half the price of the speaker, right? A great feature of JBL is it matches exactly the 7-year warranty of the Yamaha, which is pretty surprising. As a matter of fact, the whole JBL Eon line is now 7-year warranty. Great selling feature. Again, beating QSC, which is 6 years. And tech support. I'm very happy about JBL tech support. When you call them, you get a professional on the line. They'll walk you through problems. And I can't say that about some of these other speakers. And I can't say that about Bose. When you call up Bose, you get someone in a call center in some foreign country. And some of them can hardly speak English and they don't know much about speakers. And so the tech support on JBL is head and shoulders above. Moving on. And the last speaker, oops, I'm zooming the wrong way, sorry. There we go. The last speaker is the Turbo Sound IP300 from England, and kind of similar to the JBL, AC only. The spec says it's the JBL is louder, but I don't find that. I found from my own testing, they're about the same max decibels. It has the same very nice bass as the JBL. The Turbo Sound is different configuration. It has small drivers like a line array, and then it has a 6.5-inch woofer on the bottom. The spec says 40 HZ, which is better than the JBL, but I found through my testing that the bass response is about equal. The difference is the JBL has a nicer, fuller mid-range, more hi-fi, where the Turbo Sound is kind of all high-end and then, like I said, a nice low-end. but the high end is very clean, and it is cleaner than the JBL. So I've actually played the turbo sound and the JBL together, and it makes a really nice combination. The JBL has that smooth hi-fi mid-range, and then I could, from that aux out, I use the gain to boost the turbo sound high end, and it really adds some nice clarity. But turbo sound only has your regular 3-year warranty. That's a big difference. Another downside is from the turbo sound, from the aux out, it will not transmit to a subwoofer or a second speaker using Bluetooth. So that's a big downside. I don't know why they do that, but they're not the only speakers. Mackie Thump Go is the same story. It doesn't transmit to a subwoofer on the aux out. It has it's an older speaker than JBL, so it has Bluetooth 4.0 compared to the JBL 5.0. But you know, we're talking about a distance of maybe 10 feet of difference. I don't know. I've never tested it. It's a nice speaker. As far as max volume, again, about equal to the JBL, very similar. But the downside is the app. It does have an app, does not have reverb. So acoustic guitarists or vocalists on the acoustic guitar forum, not too many people have gone with this. No reverb, so you have to bring a small mixer. JBL Eon 710, I also mentioned no reverb. So it has some downsides. One of the pluses is its dispersion. It has 120-degree dispersion because of that column array configuration. And for the newer people out there, dispersion means how much sound is projected left and right to your audience. So one speaker at 120 degrees will be a lot more audience coverage than your normal point source speaker like the Yamaha, which is 90 degrees. JBL is pretty good also at 110 degrees, but turbo sound is the best if you're only using one speaker. It's not quite up to Bose famous 180 degrees, but like I said, Bose is known for that. They're number one. So that's it. Turbo sound is $400, actually $390 if you look at Sweetwater. So you can save $10 over the JBL. But all these speakers are pretty well matched as far as price. $400, $400. Then you got that Behringer at $210, which is your cheapest. Alto at $350, and then the FBT back to $400. Okay, I'm going to pick a winner. In many cases, many videos, I don't pick a winner because it's so subjective to people's needs, their application. But I'm going to pick a winner from my application. Of course, if you need the smaller speaker, you're going to go for that FBT. If you need a tiny speaker with Bluetooth and battery, that Alto is pretty good. If you need the cheapest speaker, can't beat that Behringer at $210. If you need the loudest speaker, Yamaha 129 dB, pretty loud. By the way, if you don't mind spending $50 more, which is not too much more, you get the DBR12. I believe it's 131 dB. Again, same exact speaker, just bigger woofer. Same story, no Bluetooth, no internal battery. But beginning DJs, gee, that DBR12 get a pair of those, incredible. And that's it. You know, if you like the column array look over a sub, a lot of people might like that turbo sound. If you're looking for warranty, it's between Yamaha and JBL. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to pick a winner, my own personal winner. I stand corrected. I said that the IP300 does not have reverb. I'm wrong. It does have a very minimal reverb, but it does have something there. The app is not much either, as I mentioned. I mentioned it has a 6.5-inch woofer, and this says it has 2 of them. So that's how it gets that nice bass response. And it has 4 neodymium drivers. So just wanted to correct myself. The JBL Eon 710, that is the speaker that should have reverb and does not. And my personal winner is, drum roll please, the JBL Eon 710. So, first of all, the price. Like I said, I purchased it at $500. It's now $400. For all that technology, Bluetooth 5.0, Best app here, 7-year warranty, hi-fi sounding speaker with a beautiful mid-range, pretty good bass. You know, of course, every speaker here needs a subwoofer, in my opinion, but it can get by without a sub, pretty good. Of course, you can go to the JBL 712, a little bigger if you want more bass, but manageable weight, 26 pounds. It's a little big. It's kind of big and chunky, but the weight is manageable. Very good construction, metal grill, nice ABS plastic. 7-year warranty, matching Yamaha. I really an amazing speaker for what you're getting for $400. I mean, it's pretty loud, 125 dB. Not quite as loud as the Yamaha there, but it's plenty loud for a beginning DJ. If you get 2 of them, a nice sub. But what really sets this speaker apart from all the others, my selling feature. And by the way, I don't work for any of these speakers, companies. I don't work for JBL. I don't get any kickbacks, and you cannot order from me. I'm not in the business. I'm just doing this for fun. Anyway, what sells me on the speaker, what sets it apart, makes it #1 here, is the app. I told you that app in the beginning was a downer, and now it's a great selling feature. I love the fact that I don't need a mixer with the speaker. I can control a subwoofer or an aux speaker. I can mute this speaker. 8-band EQ. You can really make it sound the way you need it. So great overall speaker. So if you're in the market for a beginning DJ speaker, I can't recommend this highly enough. So you guys are lucky. You guys who are just starting out. Someone might say, gee, why'd you buy all those speakers? Are you sorry you bought them all? Well, in some ways, I'm sorry, because half of these speakers, I don't use them. Because, like I said, it was a journey. Each one I purchased, the next one was a little better or for a different application. I actually asked someone on the web, I forgot the guy's name, but he reviews subwoofers, and he has like a room full of subwoofers, like, I don't know, 6 or 7 subwoofers he actually owns, and they're big. So I wrote to him, I said, are you sorry that you just didn't get this last one that you say is the best? Are you sorry that, you have all these subwoofers that you own? And he said, no, not at all. He said, each subwoofer I purchased was a learning experience. I learned different things, and it was interesting at the time, testing them and seeing strengths and weaknesses compared to previous models. So he said he wasn't sorry at all. Okay, so maybe I shouldn't be sorry at all either. My only problem is storing all this stuff. I don't want to sell them, so don't ask me about selling them or purchasing them, because if you buy the speaker at $500, you'll be lucky if you get $250 at the local Guitar Center, a used speaker. Even though my speakers are brand spanking new, half of them haven't been used for gigging situations. So it's a collection, and it's been fun. But in the low price budget speaker, we have a winner, JBL Eon 710. And this is Bill. Hope you enjoyed. Wait for the next one.